Good morning, dear Ateneans. Xiao Shanghao. Our theme this month is centered on the Ignatian value of faith that does justice. You might have heard of me uttering this four-word phrase many times. That is because this is also, for me, one of the most relevant Ignatian values that we are invited to bring to life amid the societal challenges that we face today. It was no less than St. Ignatius of Loyola who highlighted the importance of explicitly showing one's love more in deeds than in words. He invited us to transcend beyond ourselves. In fact, he warned us not to allow our faith to become empty words, empty ideas, and empty feelings that do not effect change, that do not do justice for and with others. As Athenians, we are called to be in that constant mission to persistently become better versions of ourselves in the service of the faith. But this service of the faith is impossible, in fact, meaningless, without the promotion of the justice that faith implies. For faith is intimately linked to justice. Perhaps inspired by the parable of the Good Samaritan, Jesuit philosopher and educational leader Father Joel Tabora said, "One cannot have faith yet be indifferent to the injustices, corruption, or discrimination against our loved ones, our friends, our neighbors, and our countrymen. One cannot say, 'I have faith,' yet be blind to the violence, oppression, or bullying against those who cannot defend or speak for themselves. One cannot have faith without being sensitive to the plight of the poor, the marginalized, or the multicultures in which faith must take root. And one cannot have faith without living in the context of our need to care for our one planet, our shared environment, our common home. The way to faith and the way to justice are inseparable ways. They cannot therefore be divided in our thoughts, in our action, and in our life. We are forever challenged by the Lord in accordance with our human limitations to practice what we preach. Otherwise, we are no less than hypocrites of our own faith. If we look at what is happening in the country today, millions of people are crying for justice. As Christians, as Athenians, as human beings, it goes without saying that we don't just understand them. We more so empathize with them. That deep sense of conscience and compassion is manifested clearly through what we do more than what we say. It is not surprising that up until now, our school continues to commit to leadership and character formation, social awareness, psycho-emotional wellness, human rights advocacy, Blue Spoon feeding program, environmental sustainability, and even offering our school as one of the centers for public vaccination, voters registration, and emergency evacuation. And so, let me ask you this. As Athenians, do you also desire to have a truthful, just, and humane society? If so, let's fight for it. Let's be disturbed. Let's be bothered. And let's be concerned. Let's get out from our box and fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. As faithfuls, we are all invited to use our God-given gifts to lead and represent the unrepresented and the misrepresented. As what our school president, Father Waynes, has challenged us, let us be engaged citizens. Let's expose those who lie, those who cheat, and those who steal, especially those who do it in government. Let's stand up for human dignity, good governance, and the rule of law. For those who do nothing, those who hide in the comfort of silence or fear, or worse, those who settle for being in the safe side, or worst, those who are just waiting to criticize others' mistakes, have already chosen against their faith, against social justice. And so, as we celebrate Advent, Feast of the Immaculate Conception, Graciano Lopezina Day, Christmas, Rizal Day, and the New Year's Eve this December. Let us all together recommit to our faith that does justice. By continuously praying and wrestling for the dignity of human life, the promotion of justice for all, the quality of personal and family life, the protection of nature, and the search for peace and political order that will better serve the common good. Towards the renewal of our faith, I invite everyone to reflect on the following questions. How do I live my faith in action? How can I sustain that desire to advocate for social justice? What more am I invited to concretely do in service of the faith? We hope that these questions will guide us in our aspiration to be Ateneans of stronger faith that does justice. We pray that as we live our lives intentionally in service to, for, and with others, we do this by persistently fighting for social justice and by concretely helping those in need for the greater glory of God. Madamo gid nga salamat. Shie.